Attention passionate Atlanta, Falcons fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC South and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Atlanta Falcons' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Atlanta Falcons fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Atlanta, FALCONS. Let's get to the news now, guys. Imagine the scene. The NFC South, a division known for its intense rivalries, unpredictable outcomes, and a constant race to claim dominance. And right now, there's a buzz, a rumor that's starting to gain traction among NFL insiders and Falcons fans alike. The idea that the Atlanta Falcons could be on the verge of making one of the boldest, most audacious moves of the 2025 NFL season. Yes, I'm talking about a potential trade that could shake up the entire division and maybe even the league. And it centers around none other than Tyreek Hill, one of the most electrifying wide receivers in the NFL today. Now, let's take a step back and look at the background. Tyreek Hill, despite being 31 years old, remains a game changer. His speed, unmatched. His explosiveness, still at an elite level. He's a player capable of turning a game in a heartbeat, stretching defenses, and creating big plays that can swing momentum instantly. In fact, Hill's ability to threaten defenses deep downfield is one of the key reasons why he's considered one of the most dangerous weapons in the league. But here's the twist. The Miami Dolphins, who currently possess Hill, are facing some serious questions about their 2025 outlook. You see, the Dolphins are entering a critical stretch in their schedule. Between weeks 2 and 4, they have 3 straight divisional games. That's a brutal test, folks, and it could very well decide whether Miami is fighting for a playoff spot, or if they're looking at a reset, a rebuild, or at least some major soul-searching. If losses start piling up early, frustration could boil over, especially with a veteran like Hill, who's already publicly hinted at a lack of patience. After Miami's disappointing 2024 season, missing the postseason, Hill made it clear that he's not one to sit around and wait for things to improve passively. His contract situation adds fuel to the fire. No guaranteed money left on his current deal for the final year, which means he's got little incentive to stay if the team isn't showing serious progress. And that's where the rumors and predictions come into play. One of the more intriguing scenarios comes from Bleacher Report's Moe Matan, who recently laid out a bold trade proposal that has Falcons fans buzzing. According to him, there's a real possibility that Hill could be traded to Atlanta in exchange for a 2026 third-round pick and Darnell Mooney. Now, I know what you're thinking. Mooney is still working back from a shoulder injury, but he's a talented receiver with a lot of potential when healthy. This kind of move makes sense for both sides. Miami would get some draft capital and a veteran receiver who can contribute if healthy. Atlanta, on the other hand, gets a true game-changer, an offensive weapon that could elevate their entire attack. Now, let's imagine Hill joining the Falcons. The fit on the field could be explosive. Atlanta already has Drake London, who's a physical receiver with excellent contested catch ability, and Kyle Pitts, a versatile tight end who can line up in multiple spots. Adding Hill to this mix would give head coach Raheem Morris a three-headed monster at receiver that few defenses could match. Hill's speed and explosiveness would complement London's size and Pitts' versatility perfectly, creating mismatches all over the field. And with Bijan Robinson in the backfield, the Falcons' offense would be one of the most dynamic groups in the league on paper. Penix Jr., the young quarterback, would have multiple options to targets that can stretch the field, create space, and keep defenses honest. But it's not just about talent on paper. It's about strategic positioning. The Falcons are in a unique window right now, with Michael Penix Jr. On a rookie contract, they have the flexibility to absorb Hill's salary or even negotiate an extension. That's a critical point because, as we all know, NFL teams that want to contend often make their big moves before their quarterback's contract becomes a major financial burden. The Falcons are aware of this, and making a move for Hill could be that strategic shift that propels them closer to playoff contention, and who knows, maybe even a Super Bowl run. And speaking of the division, the NFC South is a battleground. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are entering 2025 as the division favorites, with a roster that has been built to compete, and their offense has shown flashes of brilliance. But if the Falcons land Hill, that dynamic could shift dramatically. Hill's presence could give Atlanta the kind of explosive element that forces defenses to account for multiple threats. Not just London and Pitts, but now Hill, too. Imagine the possibilities. Play-action shots down the field, quick screens, jet sweeps. Hill's speed would turn even routine plays into highlight reel moments. Of course, this is all speculation for now. It's just a scenario on paper, a hypothetical that could become reality. But the mere possibility is enough to excite Falcons fans and make rivals nervous. The idea of Tyreek Hill running routes in black and red, turning Penix Jr. throws into touchdowns, and causing chaos for defenses is enough to ignite hope and anticipation for the upcoming season. The NFC South is already shaping up to be competitive, and a move like this could be the catalyst that elevates Atlanta from a promising team to a serious contender. Now, I want to pause here for a second. Pause here, just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Atlanta Falcons news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Because, let's be honest, Falcons fans, the excitement is real. The possibilities are endless. The potential upgrade on offense could change the way teams have to defend Atlanta, making their offense a nightmare for any defense they face. And with the NFC South's current landscape, every inch of offensive firepower counts. Looking ahead, the Falcons are in a position to make bold moves. They have a young quarterback, a talented core, and now potentially the chance to add a proven superstar like Hill. It's a gamble, sure, but it's a calculated one that could pay off big time. The team's management knows that making a splash now, while they have the flexibility, is crucial. It's about setting the tone for the future, about proving that Atlanta is serious about returning to the top of the division and making deep playoff runs. And let's not forget the history. The Falcons have always been a team that's willing to take calculated risks to get back to glory. From their Super Bowl appearance in 2016 to recent playoff appearances, they've shown resilience and a hunger to compete. Adding a player like Hill would be a statement, a bold declaration that Atlanta is ready to go all in. The fans, the city, the entire organization would rally behind a move like that, and it would send a message to the rest of the league. The Falcons are back, and they mean business. Now, I know some of you might be wondering about the risks involved. Sure, trading for a player of Hill's caliber isn't without its questions. There's the injury concern, the fit within the team's offensive scheme, and the overall cost. But the potential rewards outweigh the risks in a scenario like this, especially if it means leapfrogging division rivals, elevating the team's offensive identity, and finally bringing consistent winning back to Atlanta. And as we look at the bigger picture, this move could be part of a broader strategy. The Falcons could be aiming to become a true contender not just for this season, but for seasons to come. The team has the cap flexibility, the young talent, and the right coaching staff to make a run. If they pull the trigger on a trade like this, it would signal their serious intent to compete at the highest level, to challenge the dominance of Tampa Bay, and to finally establish themselves as a perennial playoff team. So, Falcons fans, the excitement is palpable. The offseason is far from over, and the NFL landscape is shifting rapidly. Whether this trade materializes or not, it's clear that Atlanta is positioning itself for something big. The thought of Tyreek Hill in Atlanta's offense is enough to give any fan hope, to spark dreams of playoff success, and to ignite the passion that makes being a Falcons supporter so special. We'll be watching closely, waiting for any official news, but one thing is for sure, this is a story that's just getting started. And now, Atlanta Falcons fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Atlanta Falcons. Do you think Hill could be the missing piece to finally push Atlanta over the edge? Are you excited about the possibility of seeing him in black and red? Let us know your thoughts, your predictions, and your hopes for the upcoming season. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, insider info, and analysis. So stay tuned for the latest Atlanta Falcons news. Thanks for being here, and as always, let's keep the passion alive for our Falcons. We're in this together, and the best is yet to come.